Hi there Apple fans and iPhone fans in particular. I know that all of you guys are very much excited about the Apple's iPhone coming this September 2025, but many of you are really interested about the new iPhone 17 Air. So what is up with this iPhone 17 Air? What are the features? What to expect from this iPhone? Let's dive into the video. One ultra-thin design. Details. The iPhone 17 Air is rumored to be Apple's thinnest iPhone ever, with a thickness ranging between 5.5mm and 6mm, significantly slimmer than the iPhone 16 Pro, 8.25mm, and even thinner than the iPhone 6, 6.9mm, which currently holds the record for Apple's slimmest iPhone. Some leaks suggest it could be as thin as 5.44mm, making it one of the slimmest smartphones globally, potentially undercutting the Samsung Galaxy S25 Slim. Dummy units and hands-on images shared by leakers like Sonny Dixon and Majid Bulletin emphasize the slim profile, comparing it to a pencil's thickness, approximately 7mm. The design is said to prioritize portability and ergonomics, aligning with Apple's Air branding, as seen in MacBook Air and iPad Air. Implications. This ultra-thin design is a major selling point, appealing to design-conscious consumers who value a lightweight, pocket-friendly device. However, the slim chassis raises concerns about structural integrity, with some, like Unbox Therapy's Lewis Hill Sentager, worrying about the phone bending, though this cannot be tested until the final product is released. Apple reportedly considered a larger 6.9-inch display but opted against it to reduce bending risks. The thinness may also necessitate compromises in other areas, such as battery size and speaker configuration, discussed below. 2 Display specifications. Details. The iPhone 17 Air is expected to feature a 6.55-inch to 6.7-inch OLED display, positioning it between the iPhone 17 Pro 6.3-inch and iPhone 17 Pro Max 6.9-inch in size. Sources vary slightly, with leaker Ross Young citing 6.55 inches, while others, like Universe Ice, suggest 6.65 inches or 6.7 inches with a 2796 x 1290 resolution. A significant upgrade is the inclusion of ProMotion technology, enabling a 120 Hz refresh rate, a feature previously exclusive to Pro models. This would mark the first time a non-Pro iPhone gets ProMotion, promising smoother scrolling and animations. The display is expected to use an M14 OLED panel, known for improved efficiency in the blue emitting layer, and may feature ultra-slim bezels, 1.34mm, according to some leaks. There are also rumors of an anti-reflective coating on the ceramic shield display to enhance scratch resistance, though this might be limited to Pro models. Implications. The larger, high refresh rate display enhances the viewing experience, making the iPhone 17 Air competitive with flagship Android devices. The ProMotion feature could set a new standard for mid-tier iPhones, appealing to gamers and users who prioritize fluid visuals. However, the varying screen size reports indicate some uncertainty, and the anti-reflective coating's exclusivity to Pro models could differentiate the Air's display durability. The slim bezels and M14 panel suggest Apple is aiming for a premium aesthetic and efficiency, but the larger screen on a thin chassis may exacerbate bending concerns. 3 Camera system. Details. The iPhone 17 Air is rumored to feature a single 48-megapixel rear camera, a significant departure from the dual or triple camera setups on other iPhone models. This camera is housed in a wide, rectangular, or horizontal camera bump that stretches across the back, similar to the Google Pixel 9 series, with a curved design for a more organic look. The lens protrudes slightly from the bump, likely due to the physics of fitting a high-quality sensor in a thin chassis. Earlier rumors suggested a centered camera placement, but recent leaks favor the horizontal bar design. The front-facing true depth camera is expected to be upgraded to 24 megapixels, doubling the resolution of previous 12 megapixel front cameras. The iPhone 17 Air will also include a camera control button, a touch-sensitive feature introduced on the iPhone 16 series, for enhanced camera interaction. Implications. The single rear camera suggests a design-focused approach, sacrificing versatility, example no telephoto or ultra-wide lenses, to maintain the slim profile. profile. The 48-megapixel sensor should deliver high-quality images comparable to the iPhone 16es main camera, but the lack of additional lenses may disappoint users who rely on zoom or wide-angle photography. The upgraded front camera is a welcome improvement for selfies and video calls, aligning with trends in social media and remote work. The horizontal camera bump, while visually distinct, has sparked mixed reactions, with some comparing it unfavorably to Google's Pixel design, potentially causing brand confusion. The camera control button enhances usability, but its slimmed-down version on the Air, as seen in dummy units, may feel less robust. For performance and hardware details, the iPhone 17 Air is expected to be powered by Apple's A19 chip, a standard version distinct from the A19 Pro chip rumored for the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max. It will likely come with 8 GB of RAM, sufficient for Apple Intelligence features and multitasking. A key hardware change is the inclusion of Apple's in-house C1 modem, codenamed Sinopi, introduced with the iPhone 16e, which is more space efficient and power efficient but caps download speeds at 4 Gbps, slower than Qualcomm's Nanometer modems. Leaks suggest the modem's integration allows for the thinner design without sacrificing battery life. The iPhone 17 Air is also rumored to lack mmWave 5G support, limiting its ultra-fast 5G capabilities in certain regions. Implications: the A19 chip and 8 GB RAM ensure robust performance, but the non-Pro chip may offer slightly lower processing power compared to the Pro models, positioning the Air as a mid-tier option. The C1 modem's space-saving design is critical to the ultra-thin form factor, but the lack of mmWave 5G could be a drawback in markets like the US, where it's more prevalent. Real-world speed differences may be negligible for most users, as lab speeds often exceed typical network conditions. The focus on efficiency suggests Apple is balancing performance with design, but the Air may not appeal to power users seeking top-tier specs. 5. Battery and charging details. Despite its slim design, the iPhone 17 Air is rumored to maintain battery life comparable to current iPhones thanks to a new silicon-carbon battery chemistry and the efficient C1 modem. However, the thin chassis may result in a smaller battery capacity compared to thicker models like the Pro Max. The phone is expected to support MagSafe charging, with dummy units showing the familiar MagSafe ring on the back. It will retain a USB-C port despite earlier speculation about a portless design, likely due to EU regulations. Charging speed is expected to remain at 27W, consistent with recent iPhones, and wireless charging via Qi 2 MagSafe is confirmed. Implications: achieving similar battery life in a thinner device is a significant engineering feat, potentially making the iPhone 17 Air appealing for users who prioritize portability without sacrificing endurance. The silicon-carbon battery could set a precedent for future iPhones, but the smaller capacity may limit heavy usage scenarios, example gaming or video streaming. Retaining the USB-C port ensures compliance with regulations and broad compatibility, while the 27W charging speed is adequate but lags behind some Android competitors offering 65W or higher. MagSafe's inclusion maintains Apple's ecosystem integration, but the lack of a charging speed upgrade may disappoint some users. 6. Design features and materials details. The iPhone 17 Air is expected to feature a matte finish on the back, possibly with a glass or glass-aluminum combination, and an aluminum frame, unlike the titanium frames of recent Pro models. Leaked dummy units show a sleek design with volume buttons, an action button replacing the ring/mute slider, and a slimmer camera control button on the sides. The back includes a horizontal camera bump, and MagSafe connectors are visible. Some leaks suggest a seamless transition between glass and metal, enhancing aesthetics and durability. There's also talk of no physical SIM card slot, with the Air relying solely on eSIM, aligning with Apple's push toward digital solutions. Implications: the aluminum frame and matte finish suggest a premium yet lightweight build, though it may feel less luxurious than titanium. The action button and camera control button enhance interactivity, but the eSIM-only design could inconvenience users in regions with limited eSIM support. The seamless material transition could improve drop resistance, but the horizontal camera bump's prominence may polarize opinions on aesthetics. The design prioritizes fashion and ergonomics, potentially making the Air the most fashionable iPhone, as noted by Mashable, but its durability remains a question until tested. 7. Audio and other compromises details. To achieve its ultra-thin design, the iPhone 17 Air may feature only a single earpiece speaker, unlike the dual speaker setup on other iPhones. This could result in lower audio quality or volume for calls and media playback. Additionally, some leaks suggest the front camera quality might be slightly downgraded compared to Pro models, though the 24-megapixel sensor contradicts this for selfies. The absence of a second speaker and potential compromises in speaker quality are trade-offs for the slim profile. Implications: Implications: a single speaker could noticeably impact the audio experience, particularly for users who consume media without headphones. This compromise may alienate some buyers, especially at the Air's expected price point. The front camera's rumored downgrade is less clear given the 24-megapixel upgrade, but any reduction in quality could affect video call performance. These trade-offs highlight Apple's prioritization of design over certain functional aspects, which may not suit all users. 8. Pricing and positioning. Details: the iPhone 17 Air is expected to be priced around $899, similar to the iPhone 16 Plus, though some sources like the Galax_ suggest a higher price of $1,300, potentially due to its premium design. Bloomberg's Mark Gurman indicates it will slot between the iPhone 17 $799 and iPhone 17 Pro $999, making it a mid-tier option. The Air is poised to replace the Plus model, targeting users who want a large screen and sleek design without the Pro model's advanced features. Gurman suggests it could outsell the iPhone 16 Plus, but consumer preference may still lean toward Pro models for their superior specs. Implications: at $899, the iPhone 17 Air offers a compelling value proposition for a design-focused phone with modern features like promotion and a high-quality camera. A $1,300 price would position it closer to Pro Max territory, potentially limiting its appeal unless the design is exceptionally groundbreaking. Its mid-tier positioning makes it a viable alternative for users upgrading from older non-Pro iPhones, but the single camera and other compromises may push some toward the Pro models. The pricing uncertainty reflects ongoing speculation, with clarity expected closer to launch. 9. Launch timeline and future plans. Details: the iPhone 17 Air is expected to launch alongside the iPhone 17, 17 Pro, and 17 Pro Max in September 2025, following Apple's typical fall schedule. Dummy units and supply chain leaks indicate production is underway, with Foxconn entering the new product introduction (NPI) phase. Bloomberg's Mark Gurman notes that if the Air is successful, Apple may expand the thin design to other models and use the Air as a precursor to a portless iPhone or a foldable iPhone by 2026, leveraging technologies developed for the Air's slim chassis. Implications: the September 2025 launch aligns with Apple's predictable schedule, giving consumers a clear timeline to anticipate. The Air's development as a testbed for future innovations like portless or foldable designs underscores its importance in Apple's long-term strategy. Its success could reshape Apple's lineup, potentially phasing out thicker models or influencing competitors like Samsung, which is launching the Galaxy S25 Slim in May 2025. However, the Air's reception will hinge on balancing its design appeal with functional trade-offs. 10. Competitive context. Details: the iPhone 17 Air will compete directly with the Samsung Galaxy S25 Slim, expected to launch in May 2025, which may also target a sub-6 mm thickness. Leaks suggest the Air could be thinner, giving Apple a competitive edge in the slimmest smartphone race. The Air's design-focused approach contrasts with Samsung's potential emphasis on maintaining more hardware features, example multiple cameras in a slim package. Apple's ecosystem advantages like MagSafe and Apple Intelligence further differentiate the Air. Implications: the competition with Samsung highlights a growing trend toward ultra-thin smartphones, with both companies vying for design-conscious consumers. Apple's brand loyalty and ecosystem could give the Air an edge, but Samsung's earlier launch may capture market share first. The Air's single-camera setup and other compromises could be a disadvantage if Samsung offers a more feature-rich slim phone. This rivalry will likely drive innovation in thin designs, benefiting consumers with more choices. Notes and caveats. Source reliability: the leaks come from reputable sources like Sonny Dixon, Majin Bulletin, Mark Gurman, and Mac Rumors, but they are based on dummy units, supply chain reports, and unverified images, which may not fully represent the final product. Apple's secrecy means some details could change before launch. Skepticism: while the leaks align on key points, example thinness, single camera, discrepancies in screen size, pricing, and camera placement suggest ongoing design iterations. Consumers should approach these rumors with caution, as Apple may refine or alter features. Critical perspective: the emphasis on thinness may reflect Apple's response to market trends rather than user needs, as past thin devices, example iPhone 6, faced bending issues. The trade-offs, example single camera, single speaker, could limit the Air's appeal, especially if priced close to Pro models. However, Apple's track record suggests it may execute the design well enough to justify compromises for many buyers. Hey, thanks for watching OCTOTHEOUS. For more Apple iPhone 17 Air and other iPhone news, subscribe to OCTOTHEOUS YouTube channel and turn on the bell icon and click all options so you will see all our Apple iPhone related videos and other tech videos on the go. Thank you. you, bye bye.